let me show you my tent. Ta-da! So this is where I've been staying and working for the last week or so. It's been really good to get away a bit and get some peace and quiet. As you can see, it's pretty cozy. Today we are thinking about stillness and renewal. Now, not everybody enjoys camping, but I'm just wondering, what do you do when you want to rest and recharge after a long day? Maybe you like to have some food. Maybe you like to play some video games. Sleeping. Yeah. Playing the piano. Mowing the lawn. Watching a film. Riding a bike! Ah! Wow, that's a lot of stuff. And yes, some of that stuff is good, some of the other stuff maybe not so great. But it's important for us to learn to rest well. And it's also a good thing for us to include God in all that we do, even in the small mundane things like watching TV or playing games. It says in 1 Corinthians 10:31, so whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. And so there are lots of things we can do to rest and recharge. But how about stillness? What do you think of the idea of being renewed simply by being still? It says in Psalm 46 verse 10, be still and know that I am God.
As the hour drew near to his death, Jesus took his disciples to an olive garden called Gethsemane. Jesus wanted to spend some time in prayer with his Father to prepare for the pain and suffering he knew he was about to face. As they reached the garden, Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there to pray." Jesus took Peter, James, and John farther into the garden with him, and he became anguished and distressed. Jesus told them, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Jesus continued into the garden alone and bowed down, putting his face to the ground, and cried out his prayer. "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." Jesus returned to where he had left Peter, James, and John, and found them fast asleep under the olive trees. Jesus said to Peter, "Couldn't you watch with me even 1 hour? Keep watch and pray, so that you will not give in to temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak." After seeing that his disciples were awake, he walked back into the garden to pray a second time. Jesus prayed, "My Father, if this cup cannot be taken away unless I drink it, your will be done." When he returned to his disciples, he found them sound asleep again, for they couldn't keep their eyes open. Jesus left them to pray for a third time. Jesus prayed the same words he had said before, but as he spoke the words, "Your will be done," for a third time, Jesus came to a place of trust. His sorrow and distress were gone, leaving him fully willing to give his life to save the world from its sins, as his Father had asked him. When he returned to the disciples who had fallen asleep again, he said, "Go ahead and sleep. Have your rest. But look, the time has come. Judas, my betrayer, has arrived to turn over the Son of Man into the hands of sinners."
And so there Jesus was in the garden, betrayed and let down by his friends. He knew he was soon to be crucified, and the thought of that caused him such agony that his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. Yet he prayed to his Father, saying, "I want your will to be done, not mine." So you see, Jesus didn't keep himself busy. He didn't go fishing. He didn't go to another wedding to turn water into wine. He didn't even go around preaching or performing miracles. But he simply went to a place just to be alone with God. And it was in that stillness that he found renewal and was given the strength he needed to go to the cross.